We have a triple threat match for the Divas Championship, which is soon to be the Women's Championship, if that report is true. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch both have a shot at beating Charlotte for the title. And I'm sure Ric Flair is going to be popping up, and he's going to get involved in some fashion, whatever the case may be. But between these three women, we've got a lot of differing opinions. Drew, I'm going to start off with you, because I know that you have one person in particular that you don't like when it comes to this. Who do you think's winning between those three? Does Becky got a shot? Is this the Sasha Banks show? Or are you going to be upset that we're going to see more Charlotte?
I don't know why you act like I have this really strong opinion about this match, because I really don't, because I feel like they've fucked this whole feud up. For their go-home show, this is supposed to be the main event of the Divas division, and we don't even have Sasha Banks on commentary while these two women in the ring are wrestling, and the match just ends with Ric Flair interfering, which is something he's done at every match that Charlotte has ever done. So they really botched this so fucking hard. I'm a little disappointed with that, but out of the three, I wouldn't mind if Sasha Banks won, and even with Becky Lynch, I haven't been really high on her in the past, but I'd be perfectly fine if she won here. So, Charlotte, I've said a lot about her, but I really don't think she's as bad as what I've said in the past. She's okay, but she's better in what they're doing with the total Divas shit. So I really can't complain about that. If I had a choice, I would want Sasha Banks to win. Do I think she'd win? Maybe. I think it's actually 50-50 between her and Charlotte. I wouldn't be surprised if they prolong this Charlotte thing just to prove a point that she is this dominant force, that they really want her to be the face of this division going forward. I don't agree with it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. I'm going to go with Sasha for the win, though.
Sean, I'm assuming that you're rooting for Becky. Is that true?
I am pro Becky, man. I love Becky. I've been a big fan of Becky ever since she's been in NXT. And I think she deserves the fucking belt, but she isn't going to get the belt, which is a shame, because out of the three girls, I would say Sasha is the better wrestler of the three, and then Becky, and then Charlotte. Charlotte just does my fucking Sweden. But Charlotte's going to win it, and Charlotte's going to hold that belt for a very long time, and that's why the belt change is going to happen on Raw. I can see Ric Flair and Charlotte changing it just because.
That, kind of like she wants to prove that she's the dominant woman and she's not one of these divas kind of thing.
Yep.
That could be the case.
And Becky's going to get the pin.
She's taking the fall.
Yeah, which is a shame. But it's going to be Sasha versus Charlotte for the next pay-per-view, I reckon.
Now, I'm assuming, Peyton, that you were going pro Sasha Banks. Is that correct?
I mean, I'll be cheering for Sasha Banks. That's not who I expect to win.
Really?
No, I expect Charlotte to retain.
Huh.
I just like Sean think that they are going to give her a very long run. And I think this is going to be the start of where it really starts mattering, because the last few months of her run have been not important. They're still kind of figuring out how they want to rebuild this Divas division into this new women division, perhaps. And I think this is really going to be the match where it kicks off. I think we're going to see these three women go out there and have an absolutely kick-ass match. I wouldn't be surprised to see Charlotte come out as a babyface.
Really?
Just because, kind of like how Becky turned babyface in that match she had against Sasha. Like, purely out of how good the match was, the fans decide to turn her babyface, and she comes out the next night with a new title, and everyone's chanting out, "You deserve this." Something like that.
All right, so a little game of over-under. Say 40%. Over-under 40% that this match is better than Sasha Banks versus Bayley from Brooklyn.
Under.
Anybody
Way
say
under.
Over 40%?
Mm-hmm.
So do I believe it has a 41% chance of it being a better match?
Yeah, that's over 40.
Okay, well, I was making sure you were saying this correctly, but yeah, I'm going to go under.
So I mean 39% under?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm going under too. But I do think this will actually end up being a pretty decent match. And I know that a lot of people have the argument that the whole reason that the women's division isn't getting as much credit as it should is because they're not giving them enough time. I think they're going to get more than enough time here. And the part that I'm least looking forward to is Ric Flair. I don't want this dude to be too big in the match. Let
I
the
want
three
him
of
to
them...
come down and like completely overshadow her entrance. Like he's gonna come out with like a big ass robe, like he did at his retirement match, like wooing and like walking in front of her, blocking the camera.
blading. It's like bleeding all over the championship. That's why they get a new one.
Give it the white belt so like the blood can show on it.
They're like, well, we were gonna have a red belt, but we didn't have enough money for dye. Hey, Rick, can you come here? Now, Wago, my question for you is a little bit different. What are you going to be doing instead of watching this match?
Well, I haven't decided if I'm going to take a shit, a piss, make some food, or play some EA UFC 2.
Or all three, or all four at the same time.
Yeah, but if I go to the bathroom, I could at least go on my phone while I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm probably going to take a shit.
You're gonna go to the bathroom on your phone?
I always go... No, who doesn't take their phone into the bathroom with them?
No, that's not the way that came out.
Yeah,
I'm going to shit on my phone.
exactly. Oh, they got those little screens that protect the screen, right?
Did you see those new commercials? Yeah, that are like showing off that new HTC or whatever it is, like how indestructible it is. Like people are just like pouring champagne bottles on it and shit. That should be one where like a guy just takes it and it's
Takes
like
a dump.
drops on the ground, drops his pants and takes a dump on it and then picks it up. Hello?
Look, it's still perfectly fine. It just smells really bad. There you go, Wago. New commercial for you. So, if you're making something to eat, what are you going to be eating?
I've been really digging this taco soup that I've been making. It's pretty red.
Taco soup? Like tortilla soup?
I don't fucking know. I'll send you a recipe.
Sounds awesome. You should just cut to the chase and send me some soup. Soup. But if you do have to pick, who wins the match?
I'm going to go with Charlotte and just hope she wins because I need the points.
Yeah, Mr. First Place really needs the points, right?
Well, at WrestleMania, these things can change majorly.
So, Wago's going to Charlotte. Peyton's going to Charlotte. Drew, you're going to Charlotte as well, right?
I'm gonna go with Sasha.
And, Sean, I think you said you were going to Charlotte?
Yep.
I'm going Sasha, because I think that this is another case where those titles change hands quite a bit at WrestleMania. And even though it doesn't make sense for Sasha to be like, I'm the one that's going to change Diva to women's, that could be the instigator. It's a new champion. A lot of times when we get a new belt, we get new champions at the same time. Not every time. We've had instances where that's not the case, but maybe Sasha Banks winning that, maybe that's going to be the instigator of the whole thing. Or maybe Charlotte keeps it and drops it to Bayley down the line. Whatever the case may be. But we got AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho coming up in part 11. So make sure you click on that, everybody, and we'll start talking about that in that segment.